So these two can be used to stop an axle from moving. So they act pretty much like this special type of axle we talked about earlier. So once again, I'm going to take an example gear, and then I'm going to stick an axle through it, and then I can put bushels on either side of the axle, and it won't come loose. You have to give quite a bit of effort to make it come. So that's the idea behind bushels. They simply act like an alternative to these special types of axles that we went over earlier. And then this is one of the most important pieces that you will be using throughout your FLL career, the alligator clip. These have axle holes inside them, so you can plug them into your bot, and the name they get is from their alligator appearance. You can actually use these to hold wires inside. So using these will allow you to create neat wire racks, which will help you organize your wires. I've used an alligator clip in my robot as shown here. So if you have a lot of wires that might run over your wheels potentially, alligator clips might just be a lifesaver. And the next type is flat T-beams. So these are actually only half the width of a beam, as you can see here. And that makes them really versatile for lots of different applications. And these simply act like a beam that's only the holes. And you can plug all sorts of things inside them to make these structurally stable, like arches on a building. And the next thing that we're going to look at is the ball and caster. So the ball and caster is actually what we use to make our robot turning more stable. So this caster ball allows for more friction, which means less momentum. So our robot will have a slighter chance of overshooting its turn or movement. So these gyro balls can actually be very, very helpful in the FLL competition, but they do get less and less accurate once they wear off with use, so you have to clean them regularly. As you can see, my gyro ball here is considerably dirty, which doesn't give it maximum performance. The next type of item that we are going to go is the plates. So these plates can be used to make a robot's outer side structurally stable. As you can see, I've used two of such plates here, and they minimize movement. So that's pretty much the use of plates, and you can also use them to connect two perpendicular beams together. The next type is what I like to call axle joints. So there are many different types. One can be like an L, one can be slightly more, and there are actually 5 different types of these, each with the angle becoming more and more and more than 90 degrees, the maximum being completely straight. So what these are is for, let's say that let's take an example that these two are the longest axles you can find, but for a drivetrain you need an axle that's longer than this, and maybe you want to connect these at a 90-degree angle, and obviously you can't really do that with a beam. So what we can do here is use these pieces. So they have axle holes on both ends of them, and you can plug in the axles here, and we have a joint from 90 degrees. And there's even a peg hole in between. So you can simply push a peg through, and you can attach it to a beam. So you can put this on the side of your robot, you can add it to attachments, which can make finishing FLL tasks a lot more easier. Okay, so there's also more types of this, and you can find more angles